All right. Good afternoon. This is Penelope Flynn, your co-host of Discussions from the Other Hood. I'm here with your other Blerdsassins next door. We got Sonia, Otto, and Nikki here with us today, and we're going to be talking about, as a continuation from last week's show, our favorite black and white film and TV shows. Before we get started, though, we're going to talk a little about the weather. So we're going to start because Nikki's saying that she's got some issues with her machine today. We'll start with Nikki's just in case, to make sure she doesn't pop off. How's the weather in sunny
It
South
is
Florida?
it is sunny and 92 degrees here. It's hot.
Wow, that is hot.
Yes, it is.
But you're inside, right?
Yes, I am.
And you're enjoying that lovely, cool, hot weather from the inside, right?
Yes. I
All
got my
right,
fan on and everything.
all right. I'm glad for you. And how about you, Sonia? You got some more hot going, or you're like okay nowadays?
It's moderate. They think it's hot up here. Let me rephrase that. It's 70 degrees, feels like 76. It was a whole lot hotter, but we're expecting rain like around 3, 4 o'clock. So it'll drastically cool.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
so
That's
yeah,
nice.
it's perfect. It's perfect for me. They think it's hot.
Okay. How about humidity? Is it humid or is it just regular?
No, there's hardly ever humidity here unless it's raining
Okay. All right. And
or
Otto,
after rain, I should say.
okay. And Otto, how about you? How's the weather?
It's 84 and sunny, but it's hotter than I'm typically used to. But the thing is I was watching an episode of Batman animated series,
Uh huh.
and Mr. Freeze, he got hit by a freeze machine.
Mm-hmm.
He had to live in sub-zero temperature all his life, and he said, "Oh, to feel the warm breeze of a summer day." So I feel blessed
Yep.
because
Yep. You're right. Yep. Because we got that warm summer breeze. All right. So, again, I said this earlier that we are continuing from our previous discussion regarding our favorite black and white films and television shows. And most of us, we think, okay, I didn't see that much black and white TV, not much black and white film. But you'd be surprised once we start talking about it, how many black and white films and television shows that you saw. I remember reading Facebook, somebody was, asked that question about, black and white uh, television shows, black and white films that they would recommend. And someone was saying The Birds, but The Birds was in color. It wasn't in black and white. So many people, you have a memory of something that may have been in black and white, but actually was in color, or just the opposite, was in color, but you remember it being in black and white. Um, I think, and I've got a little cough here today, so bear with me. Um, I think about myself and the films and television that I recall in color, and one of the first things that I think of, and I remember seeing it, and this one wasn't in black and white, it was in color. But I remember, what is it, the Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, but the Popeye Max Fleischer version.
Mom, what I'm gonna
I
say
can't
that.
remember.
Let me
What?
let me say you say that,
Uh huh.
and I didn't have a color TV until late in life.
Hmm.
After the what you call it, the Rapid Delight, I
Hmm.
got a color TV so I can see the
The
Knicks
Knicks
play
played
basketball. Oh,
basketball.
I ain't had no color TV to see the Knicks. But the thing that I don't like are black and white cartoons.
Oh,
And that Alibaba and the
yeah.
43 Popeye is glorious in color.
Okay, because I could not remember. I mean, the first time I saw it, I believe it was in black and white. You know,
Yeah,
don't you think?
yeah, I did too, obviously, because I didn't have but it's glorious in color. It's even
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me, it's one of the things that's even more the Fleischer, Dave and
yeah.
Max
And Mike
Fleischer.
Fleischer. Yeah, what great stuff. In fact, one of the things I would comment on now with those names coming up is that supposedly, reportedly, there is a Betty Boop film in the works with Quinta Brunson and being done in conjunction with Max Fleischer's grandson.
Oh man, I love Quinta Brunson.
Yeah, it's
And
supposed to be
Everything she does is
from
quality.
Fleischer's perspective.
yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, everything she does has been quality.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely, absolutely.
I hope it's on HBO Max.
Too.
What'd you say?
I hope it's on HBO Max.
Why you say that?
Because if it's on HBO Max, I can watch it.
I'm sorry.
It could be on regular
I look.
TV.
I'm
No,
I'm
no, no,
on
no, no.
I'm online right now, and I was looking at IMDb. I was trying to find that particular episode. I mean, that particular film, the Popeye film, which is Ali Bob and the 40 Thieves, or Abu Hassan. I can't remember exactly what the name was. They had it, but
Abu Has, yeah.
Hassan, Abu Hassan. That
Hmm.
they have Popeye, Popeye the Sailor Man. That this thing called Popeye the Slayer Man.
The Slayer, man. What is that? A parody or something?
I guess it's like a horror slasher film
They're
based
making, yeah,
on
they're
Popeye.
take a lot of the stuff that has gone into public domain that beloved as children are now being made into horror films because they're in
They don't
Yeah.
public
have to do that.
domain. They don't
They don't.
have to. I said they are
Yeah, I know, but but I meant, they don't have to do it. When I
because there's
mean,
like a Winnie the Pooh.
yeah,
There's one about Piglet.
banana
There was one
splits,
about
Yes.
Steamboat Willie.
Oh wow, that's
banana
crazy.
splits. I mean, what I mean is they don't have to do it. Is that's not needed. That's not entertaining to anyone. It's not like when we were kids and we said, man, I wonder if banana splits can go and just start killing people. That'd be so
Nah, that was
cool.
not ever anything I thought about.
Never. I wonder if Winnie the Pooh is just stabbing people in the head.
Yeah, nobody thought about that. Yeah, that's bad.
But cartoons are special. I don't really enjoy cartoons that are in black and white.
Really?
Nah, I don't. But even to this day, I don't. The color is the way to go. Color is the way
Well,
to
yeah,
go.
but I remember it growing up. We saw a lot of them that were in black and white. Don't you think so?
Yeah, because I had nothing else to watch it on. But when I see them in color, there's absolutely no cartoon that I
Yeah.
like that's in black and white. Not any.
Well, that's true. That's true. There's too many that are done that in color. That why would you watch it in black and white?
Yeah, I think cartoons were made for color.
Yeah, yeah, because the fantastical point of view that it's all fantasy and you want to see it in color. It
Yeah,
would
I can
have to be real life.
imagine. I can imagine seeing Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry or something in black and white. It would be like,
Yeah, it would be
well, I
weird.
saw it when I was a kid because I didn't have it, but now that I saw it in color, now that I see it in color, I could
Hmm.
never go back. And so, you know, the kids that grew up after us
Yeah,
and they saw it basically in color because everybody had a color TV. So
yeah,
they don't even know what black and white cartoons even look like. And if I
yeah.
and I know it on Me TV tunes, they have some of the Popeye cartoons that are in black and white.
Hmm.
I'm not interested. Yeah.
Really?
Nah, not at all. And even the Betty Boop stuff that's in black and white, not interested.
Yeah, those kind of look freaky to me.
Yeah,
And I was looking here, it shows that Popeye the Sailor meets Alibaba's 40 Thieves. It was in 1937,
yeah,
and
it's
it's,
great.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful. The backgrounds is what's so
The
beautiful.
backgrounds are great.
Yeah, wow.
The effects are great.
Yep.
The Fleischers gave Walt Disney a run for his money.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What beautiful looking work they
And the
did.
thing is, they messed up, I think, with Gulliver Travels,
Yeah, because it was not a good project.
with all the singing and everything.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good project because nobody read that. That was not an adult. That that wasn't something that children read and knew anything about.
No, because I'll watch anything if it's in. When I was a kid, I watched anything if it was a cartoon.
Yeah, that's true.
If they made homework into cartoons, I would do all my
Over that
homework.
homework.
I would do all my homework. I asked my teacher, "You got more homework?"
Yeah, if
As
it was a
long as long
cartoon
as as
and
long
in
as it's
color.
animated.
Yeah, yeah. I would agree that that would be an inducement to getting homework done if it was nice and entertaining and
Yeah,
done in really, really good
I don't.
animation.
It didn't have to be a good cartoon, just as long as
I
it's.
said good animation.
Yeah, I mean that's why they make classic comics, right?
Yes, so that people would be enticed to read them. You know,
Yeah,
so I think that
but
yeah.
that Popeye cartoon that you
Hmm.
I understand you liking it in black and white.
well, no, I remember seeing it the first time in black and white, and so I was looking like the texture, the background, how it looks, the movement, how it looks. But you're right, the color version is far superior, far superior. Well, I mean, it was always in color. It's just that I didn't see it in color because I didn't have a color TV like you.
I didn't either. Yeah. So the thing is like cartoon, like I said, cartoons. Even that Steamboat Willie,
Yeah, that's
that
black and
Sony,
white. That was not attractive.
that black and white. I
Yeah,
can't watch that. I can't watch that now. I
no,
can't watch it.
no. I mean, even when it first came out, and I mean, we'd already seen Mickey Mouse in color. To see Steamboat Willie in black and white was kind of like, meh, right?
I think I feel the way about black and white cartoons the way the younger generation feels about black and white TV shows and movies.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some black and white TV shows and films that I think are, acceptable, good.
Oh yeah, but I won't even give black and white cartoons a chance.
Not even a chance, huh?
No, no, not even a chance.
That's so sad.
I'm not even watching it.
Well, most of the Betty Boops were in black and white.
I
Yeah, I
know,
know.
I know. I'm not even giving them a chance.
Just
And I
not
feel so
interested.
bad being dogmatic like that, but I feel like animation should be in color. I know they didn't have color. I mean, they had. I guess someone explained to me, they had a way to make color cells, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you'd have to hand paint each
You
cell,
had to paint each
Mhm.
cell, but
but
they
that was
didn't do
also
this.
hard to duplicate. So,
They didn't do this on the Betty Boops and the early Popeyes and some of the other earlier cartoons. Even the Warner Brothers, Merry Melodies and stuff,
Mhm.
in black and white. They didn't go back and color them. So that's the way they are. But
Yeah.
I'm just it's such a turnoff to me.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess when I say that the Fleischer stuff, of course, was black. It's not in black and white. It was in color. But I try to think what else. I mean, well, you know what? Let's face it. All the Universal monster films, those were all in black and white, right?
I love those.
I love those. All the Universal monster films were all great, and all in black and white. And
Yeah, I
I
love
don't think
them.
they lost anything in translation. In fact, when they try to colorize anything like that, to me it seems awful.
It's
I don't
bad.
need you to colorize it in order for me to understand
But
what's
you
going on.
remember when Ted Turner was colorizing everything,
Oh, I know, it's so terrible, just
like
awful,
Citizen Kane,
uh, just
and
terrible,
colorizing
just
everything.
terrible. And so you don't have to do all that. We can
And
handle it.
Laurel and Hardy films, it was colorizing
Yeah.
that.
Well, Babes in Toyland was originally in color, correct?
No,
It was
mm-mm.
colorized.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've never seen the original black and white. I've only seen the
You mean
color
the
version.
old Laurel and Hardy, the March of the Wooden
Yes.
Soldiers?
Yeah.
It's black and white. You
I've
seen
never
it?
seen it. No, the only ones
Yeah,
I've
you
seen is
have.
color. The only ones I've seen is the color ones, I think.
No, you have. I watched it with you.
Let me see. Let's see. I don't
It's in
know.
black and white.
I guess maybe it was. I don't know. I can't remember.
All
Because I,
most.
I think of that. No, because I keep remembering that thing that's running around. It's like that you can't tell what it was, and I realized it was a monkey, but they dressed it
Yeah,
up like it's supposed to
yeah.
be like a mouse or
A
something.
mouse. Yeah, it's in black and white. And
That just goes to show, yeah.
Ted Turner color.
Uh huh.
You're memorizing it in color, but it's black and white.
Uh huh. Well, there we go. My memories of the colorized version or the color, or my brain sees it in color.
Yeah,
But it's so great. So if it's a black and white, then that would be probably in one of my top 10 of black and white films.
really?
It's such
Top
a
10?
Yeah, because it's so good. I mean, it's got the bad music and stuff, but it's a black and white film, for like the rated G audience. It's very good, you know, and so much
I don't.
clever things in it. Like my favorite line, of course. Well, you have to stay here. You're married to him, but I don't
Yeah, that's fantastic.
love him.
Even as a kid, I thought that was hilarious, man.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
I thought that was hilarious.
I,
But
I like.
I don't think it make my top 10 though.
Okay, so what makes your top 10?
I think the fact that you mentioned at the beginning of the show that people
Yes.
think the birds is
Mm-hmm.
on it will be on anyone's black and white list.
Yes.
but because they connect Alfred Hitchcock with black and white, but he
Right,
made
right.
so many good color films as well, like
Yes.
North by Northwest
Mm-hmm.
and the Rear Window
Yes.
and various other color films.
Mm-hmm.
But Psycho would
Exactly. It was
make my
made in
top.
black and white.
Yeah,
That would make my top 10. Psycho would
that would make
absolutely.
your top 10.
Yes, absolutely. Psycho was an excellent film.
Yeah, and I like it because not only is it black and white, but it's consciously black and white,
Yes.
and it took advantage of the black and whiteness of the film
Mm-hmm.
because what they use for blood. I mean, it's so lazy now to me for someone to use like red dye and liquid to
Uh-huh.
show blood, but they use like fudge or something or some other thing,
Because more of an issue of
Chocolate,
texture.
yeah,
right?
chocolate.
Chocolate syrup and stuff, because it's more
Yeah, to
texture.
show blood, and
Mhm.
it's like like we said last week, you got to fill in the blanks, but how red that blood is, what it looks like,
Yes. Yeah.
and they knew that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
obviously when Psycho was made, it could have easily been a color movie, a
Mm-hmm.
movie in color.
Right.
But
But he,
Hitchcock chose it to be in black and white.
yeah, because he knew
It,
that he wanted to get across something other than just the average, the normal of what people thought it should
yeah,
be.
it wouldn't be as gruesome or suspenseful if it was in color.
And I think also that's the whole point, that you're looking more at the plot, not at the bloody goriness of it. Oh
Mhm.
my God, look at all this blood. Well, he's saying mother
Yeah,
blood. We
the
know that it's
blood.
blood, but we don't have to see that blood like that in order to
Yeah, but he's
experience
mopping
it as
it
blood.
up. He's
Yes,
mopping up
yeah,
the blood. You
yeah.
don't see Janet Lee. No, Janet Lee at that point had been in a number of color films,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But you don't see, the Janet Lee blonde dude. The lipstick she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Hitchcock relies on other things like the underwear that she's
Yes.
on, that she's wearing,
Right.
when she's being good and when she's being bad,
Yeah. She's been a
black and
bad
then
girl,
white.
wearing her black underwear. Yeah,
Yeah,
she changed her mind, gonna get herself together.
it's a
And
subtlety of it,
yeah.
of the '60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Early '60s, and the fact that you would watch a movie with any woman in their underwear,
Mm-hmm.
or any movie with a toilet in it.
Yeah.
So any hint that someone like a Janet Leigh or anybody in a movie is going to actually use a toilet,
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
were so tight about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that may be the first movie that I can recall that a toilet is featured in a movie,
Yeah, that there it is. It's a toilet, and it's sitting there doing what toilets do,
and it's
just sitting
flushed. And
there.
it's flushed.
Yeah, yeah. And
It's
she's
like
going about her business.
people in the movies don't go. They don't use toilets.
Mm-mm. That like it didn't exist.
Yeah, and they don't use showers.
Yeah. And she took her shower.
She undressed. She took a shower. The routine thing that people do every day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes it so dangerous, right? The
Yeah.
routine things that you do every day without thinking about it, all of a
Yes.
sudden becomes
Everything
a
you
death
do in
trap.
yeah, everything you do
Mhm.
in black and white.
And the fact that you are vulnerable. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, that vulnerability that
Because
we have.
yeah, if somebody could kill you in the shower, they could certainly kill you on the toilet.
That's right.
You
That's right.
know,
And here you are in this place where it's very private, but this person is in there invading that privacy visually and then
yeah.
physically.
I mean,
You
no
know,
one's forget about coming into the shower when you're taking a shower. Nobody's supposed to come into the bathroom
into
while you're
yeah,
in there. No one.
exactly. And what a frightening concept, that this place that is private. And I mean, it's even worse because even though it's not your house, you paid for this space,
That's
but they're
right.
going to invade it anyway.
I mean, when I go to a hotel, okay, and I go to use the bathroom, I
Hmm.
don't lock the door.
No, because you're just in the room. The room door is locked,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not locking the door.
And it's
A lot of times, to
yeah,
be honest, I leave the door open because like
yeah.
it's a hotel, and
Hmm.
the entire room is my privacy.
Right, right.
So why
And
would I go in a room in a bathroom in a hotel room
and then
and close the
close the
door?
door.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you're scared about having the
The
steam all over
television
everything or
seeing me or
something.
something.
Or the steam, steaming all over the place maybe. But other than that, why else would
No,
you
I'm not
do
close.
that?
No, I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this concept of your privacy being invaded. And I thought,
And I
what
don't
a great
know,
film.
and I don't know. I don't know if anybody recalls, but Janet Leigh goes into the bathroom. Does
Hmm.
she even close the door?
I don't recall because you know what she must. Because do we think did they open the door, or
No, I mean the only thing
is
you
the door
see,
already open? You see the
the only
shadow of
thing
the
I
person.
recall, only thing I recall is Tony Perkins showing up
Hmm.
when she's taking a shower
Yes.
near the shower, and he pulls back, yanks back the shower curtain.
Yeah. So we don't know whether the door was. Or we opened the door, or whether they just walked in.
Yeah,
How
just
frightening.
yeah, yeah.
But that is artwork. That is artwork. And a lot of people said the same thing about Raging Bull. The fact that they had done it in black and white. The Scorsese did it in black and white.
Absolutely.
I liked Raging Bull, and I think the boxing scenes, of course, were the draw card on that film.
I'm a boxing aficionado,
Hmm.
and I have to say it's the best boxing scenes I've ever seen filmed.
Hmm.
That wasn't real boxing.
Yeah, and so in that's a standout film with regard to black and white film, and again, like you say, being mindful of doing it in black and white as
Yeah,
opposed to I'm gonna do this film as a color film, or I could do no, that they chose to do it in black and white. You
they
know
chose to do it in black and white. Obviously, it chose to do it black and white, and the thing is, it gives it a documentary feel.
exactly,
And
exactly.
and when you see like Jake LaMotta fighting in the old Madison Square Garden
Hmm. Yeah.
against Sugar Ray, right?
Hmm.
Fighting Sugar
Yep.
Ray, and the smoke that fills the smoke filled rooms. People were allowed
Yeah.
to smoke back then,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the blood that splattered and it goes into the audience.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, and the thing is, they thought about all those things and the ability to show it in black and white.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like if you go back and watch the old, Cassius Clay fights or Floyd
Hmm.
Patterson or
Yeah.
any of those old fights like that, Sonny Liston, those fight looks exactly like it. It makes it look, you know, and here's the thing: people who grew up watching, you grew up watching Rocky too. We grew up
Yes.
watching the Rock. Those are cartoons
Yes.
compared to that. Those are
Hmm.
cartoons, and I think you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I
Hmm.
think that Raging Bull came. It had to come after Rocky.
I think it did.
It
I'm
came
not
after
sure.
Rocky. Yeah, I think it came after maybe a
After the
couple
first one, at
Rocky
least. Yeah.
films. Yeah, so basically, so Scorsese is saying you see cartoons. Let me show you something that's
Yeah.
closer to real.
And how the fights themselves were not as they're just kind of like
Yeah, and like
yeah.
this is choreography. Okay,
Yes.
and once again, you're a boxing aficionado. You know that
Hmm.
boxing, the two people boxing is more like
Rocky had to be in the 70s because I remember playing it
Rocky was 76 and
76,
Raging Bull was 80.
80. Yeah.
yeah. That's a
Because I know
cartoon.
I was
Rocky is
in
a cartoon.
middle
And so
school
when
when
you see
Rocky came out.
boxing is more like a dance. It's like fencing almost.
Hmm.
It's like a dance routine. It involves feet and
Hmm.
hands,
Yeah.
heads and
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And Rocky is basically nobody fights like that. It doesn't work.
Well, it's a spectacle. It's
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
funny. It's
yeah.
funny, and it's they're getting to the thing. I mean, people. The one thing I got to give Sylvester Stallone when he
Hmm.
did Rocky is that a lot of people train like that,
Hmm.
but people don't fight like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, excuse me. That's how they did it.
Yeah, but Raging Bull with the blood
Hmm.
and the spit
Yeah.
and the swollenness that happens after
Yes,
the
his
fight.
eyes and everything. Yeah, that was craziness.
Those of you who grew up in New York, you remember New York City used to be the epicenter of boxing,
Hmm.
and so you would see people who were professional boxers walking around, and you remember the old Simon and Garfunkel song, the boxer. But you see people who wore their profession on their face.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wouldn't have any eyebrows because they got hit, they got knocked out because the leather on the glove, and somebody hits you that pulls your eyebrows out.
Yikes!
And
I did
so
not
you
want
didn't have
that.
they didn't grow back. They didn't grow back. So you didn't have any eyebrows, and their face has scar tissues, and it had the cauliflower
Mm-hmm.
ears, and
Yeah.
the nose was and the nose looked like it was flattened.
Yeah.
Like like if you ever see people like kids will make fun of you or messing with you, and they push their face up against glass.
Uh-huh. That's how they
That's
look.
what boxers' faces look like.
Yeesh. Well, that's a thing. We don't want to do that.
But that's
But that
that's
was
what
their job.
that's
That's
what
what they
that's what
did.
Raging Bull. Yeah, that's your job. You wore your profession on your face, and that's what Raging Bull was like. So it's a great. It's I agree with you. It's right up there.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful. It was such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Because it showed you actually the form without all the glitz.
Yeah,
It shed it down to
right.
the
It's
movement.
like if you were eating steak, right?
Hmm.
If you like, and if you were like a certain person who is
Hmm.
in the White House now, you would order a well done steak, and you would have a big bottle of A1 sauce.
Yeah. Instead of
Okay,
enjoying the meat
right.
without.
And so Raging Bull is a perfectly prepared steak,
Yep.
and all you need is a knife and a fork.
Yeah. Just consume it. Yeah. So how about Sonia? I know that you watch some of the black and white films and stuff. What is it that stands out to you?
I have more memory, other than Psycho, I have more memory of black and white TV than I
Really?
have of black and white
Well,
films. Yeah.
but for those of us that were young, a lot of times even the black and white quote unquote films we saw were on television because we didn't get to go to the movies. I
True.
mean,
Yeah, that was partially my case, but
yeah.
I my mom okay, yes. Yes, I grew up in New York City and I had WOR and was it
Hmm.
PIX? I can't remember.
Channel
Yeah.
9 and Channel 11.
Yep,
Yeah.
and our PBS station, and they always aired old movies and
Hmm.
old um TV shows. So that's what my flavor was from. That's actually what I didn't grow up on the newer stuff. I grew up, I shouldn't say my preteen years were from up until 13-ish were all older stuff.
So with
So
regard
I remember watching
Mhm.
My Three Sons and I
Oh,
Love Lucy, and I even watched some Fibber McGee and Molly because my mom's nickname was Molly, so that
What
caught
the
my
hell was
ear.
that, though? Let's stop for a minute.
go ahead.
Now once again, before the show, we were talking about Sing Along with Mitch, right?
Hmm.
So I had never seen it, but I heard of it. Okay. And so that's the same thing with Fibber McGee and Molly. What was that?
Fibber McGee and Molly was a husband and wife, and it started out in radio and then moved over to TV.
Huh.
Um,
Okay. What was it about, though?
just their life together, kind of like I Love Lucy before I Love Lucy hit
Uh,
big. But they were a Jewish I think they were Jewish.
uh-huh.
I can't remember, but instead of the wife being the flighty quote flighty one, it was the husband,
Huh.
and so Fibber was named Fibber.
Hey,
Because he
there's no
lied.
fibbing
Because he
all the
lied.
time.
He was a storyteller. Let's put it that
Okay.
way. I
He's
would not say he lied, but he was a
he's fib-
storyteller.
okay.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
his wife just trying to keep him going type thing.
Was it funny?
Yeah.
or did you know? Or you just watch it?
I think at the time I just accepted it because it felt like people around me
Yeah.
and they're in the Bronx. I saw Fibber McGee and Molly all the time, so it was just like kind of then it was just slice of life.
I've
Now I can go
never
back
heard of
and
that before in my life. Okay.
You never heard of it?
Never. The
I
first
heard of it.
time I've ever heard of that.
I heard of it.
Excuse me. The first time in
yeah.
my life I'm here a show called Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, most of the like Sonia said, most of the TV shows that we saw as kids growing up in New York were black and white. There was like
Uh,
The original Mickey Mouse Club
yes,
aired
we watched that.
regularly.
We watched that as kids.
Bozo
Uh,
the Clown.
yeah.
Yep.
Remember the show called The Millionaire?
Yes. That
I mean,
introduced
I've
us
heard
to
of it.
um Mary Tyler Moore's Legs.
I've
Was
heard of
that
the
really?
show.
Was
Yeah,
that wasn't the same show?
I think it was.
No, no, no. It's a show where the guy gives $1 million and says, "Go give this to somebody that I've been
Use it.
watching."
Yeah, yeah. Just
And then, but the people couldn't say where they got the money from because if they told where
Mhm.
they got the money from, he would take it back.
Wow. I would say this then. Why tell me who you are? I mean, you
Because
just give it to me
no, you
anonymously.
couldn't. They gave it to them, and they couldn't tell them that they how they got it.
they
They
couldn't
just
say anything about it. So
yeah.
so they got $1 million, and
Uh huh.
so
And they're not allowed to say, "I
that
got a
was the
million dollars
that was
anyway."
the drama. That was the drama about it.
I mean, but okay, if I'm a poor person, right, and I just show up one day with $1 million, and nobody's gonna think anything's weird about that.
Listen, the thing is that the guy who gave you the $1 million, he
Hmm.
took care of all that. He's good.
Okay.
So
As long as he knew what he was doing, I'm
so
cool.
you can't say to your wife or you can't say to your friends or anything, this guy gave me $1 million.
Well, how do you explain it?
You don't.
You don't. You're just supposed to spend it and not explain. That was part of the dichotomy. You don't explain where you get it from.
And then they all say, well, I know that Penelope has always been kind of a shady, and they call the cops on me and say, obviously she must have stole
He'll
this.
take care.
People didn't think about that back then.
Right, and I think the guy would have taken care of that all. Take care
Yeah.
of all that.
Yeah. Okay. I
He
mean,
did. They
then
didn't think about it that way. They didn't
so why
have
would
the
anybody tell?
banks reporting back on how much you deposited.
So why would anybody ever tell?
I think people would have because I think you got to watch the show.
But I'm just
It's
asking
because
since
it's
I've never
different
seen it.
situations. Like some people would, oh, I didn't come across this money, but you couldn't. How well if you didn't come across this money, how'd you get it? You couldn't answer that question.
No,
I say, just got it. It
You
showed up
just
in
yeah,
my
start
you got to
account.
spend.
watch the
You
show.
just start spending.
I think it's on YouTube. I think there's it's called The
Is
Millionaire.
there any amount of time that I have to spend this money?
No, you
Oh
don't.
no.
You no, you could have it. You could have it. Take your time leisurely.
Oh man, that sounds great to me. I
There's
want
no
in on that.
there's no time frame. You got. It's not like that stupid Richard Pryor movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So no, it's like it's that. So we saw. I saw that. I saw. And so you probably remember this too because New York was like a ground zero for black and white shows. It's like uh my what was it? Favorite Molly, my daughter Molly or something. What was that thing? My Margie, my favorite
Yeah, my
Margie,
My
my
little
my
Margie.
my little Margie.
my little Margie.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've never
my
seen it,
Yeah.
but I've heard my mom say the words before.
my little Margie.
Yeah.
That was in black and white. And so you said my three sons were
Uh
black and
huh.
white.
L-
Abbott
uh, I
Costello, black and
yeah.
white.
I love Lucy.
I love
Yes.
Lucy.
Yep.
Um, what was the other shows? Man, everything was like New York was a dumping ground for black and white stuff.
And then we
Um,
got a lot of the talk shows were all in black and white.
well,
The
yeah,
Mike Douglas show and the Mike Wallace
I
stuff
think
was
those. I think
Merv
those in
Griffin.
color. I think
Mike
those in
Douglas,
They
I
color.
think was a
they came in color later, but they started out in black and white.
I know
Well,
everything in
the
Chicago was black and white.
Yeah.
the uh the Mike Wallace show biography was black and white.
Even the Lone Ranger was black and
The
white.
Lone
Yeah, I
Ranger was
remember
black and
that in
white.
black and white when I was a
And to
kid.
be honest, I had no idea what the hell I was watching that.
Yeah, well, because it was on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
and
yeah.
parents decided that it was a children's show. That's
It
why.
had great morals.
I
But
had no idea what the moral was.
bad guys always got it in the end.
But you know what? I watched the Lone Ranger. I tried
I
to
cannot remember one episode of
to
that show,
understand what the hell was
although
going.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we watched it many times.
yeah. I tried to watch that show. And all the westerns, right? All the
Yep.
westerns.
Yep.
You know, black and white. Um, and all the movies that were war movies, war
Yeah.
shows. They were black and
The
white.
Rat Patrol and
But
stuff like
Rat
that.
Patrol was in color.
I don't know when I saw it was in black and white, but again, my television was in black and white, so I didn't know any better.
Rat Patrol.
F
Yes,
Troop was started out in
in
black and
black and
white.
F Troop
white.
started black and white,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and I knew some, and you knew when F Troop wasn't in black and white anymore because
Mm.
it says so. F Troop in
In
color,
color. Yeah, they tell you it's in color. That's cool.
and remember, Penelope, we went to Philadelphia. We started watching The Naked City,
Yes, those are black and white, of course.
a
The
city full of
original.
naked people.
Yeah.
The
Yes, the
original
naked people.
Superman.
Uh,
The
you see that?
yeah, the original
George
Yeah,
Superman.
Reeves.
George Reeves
Yeah,
Superman. Yeah, we used to watch that. We used to watch that a lot, actually.
Eventually, it was in color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
didn't quite look right in color
Yeah, it looked weird,
because the
didn't it?
colors were
It
off.
almost looked colorized.
It wasn't
Yeah,
color. It
It
wasn't
looked,
colorized, but
but
it's like
it had that look.
it had like a cartoon look, and I think also it became less serious. I remember the early Superman, the black and white ones,
Mm-hmm.
where the it's called the Mole Men.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I love that episode, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a two-part episode. I love that, and because Superman comes in and he says, you know, you don't like these people because they don't look like you and they're different than you,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not harmful. They just
They're not
want to
bothering
enjoy.
you. Yeah.
Man, and Superman said, "You put your guns away, or I'm going to take them from you." And somebody shot him, and of course they shot at
Mm-hmm.
him, and he went through the crowd. He took all the damn guns.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You go, Superman. That's so cool.
Yeah. It's like wow,
That's my
Superman.
favorite thing.
Yeah.
It just because people don't look like you."
Yeah, they're not bothering you.
I
What's wrong
love
with that?
that. That's 1950, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was. That was
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah. And not like our Batman show. It's like so negative against Asians.
Yeah, that was
I was so
crazy.
shocked.
That was so crazy.
I mean, shocked.
But at the
Shocked.
same time, understandable though. It
But
was
these were
hateful
not.
and
But these
understandable.
no. But these were not Japanese people from abroad. They're talking about the ones that lived there, the citizens. It's like what the hell?
They all still had the World War II
Yeah.
influence in their thinking, but
Yes. It was horrible.
Yeah, but I mean, it's you have Japan and Italy and Germany
Mm-hmm.
that are trying to destroy uh, our country and the allies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of the things that they did and the words they used
Mm-hmm.
were based not on the fact that they were trying to destroy us, but based on their characteristics, how they looked,
Mm-hmm.
how they
Yeah.
spoke, and that
Yep.
kind of thing. It wasn't based on the fact that you're evil because you have an evil doctrine or
Agenda.
evil,
Right.
yeah, evil agenda. It's that I'm gonna try to belittle you based on how
Yeah.
you, as my sociologist professor said, ascribed characteristics, right?
Right. Right.
And nothing could change about it. I mean, if I became a supporter of capitalism and democracy,
I would
it's not
still
going to
be the
change the way I
same.
look. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it was shocking to me. Shocking. And that's the thing that people don't show things like that because I guess I don't know why, but we would never believe that it happened and not so long ago.
yeah. But when it was done, it felt right because the justification was these are our enemies. We can call them whatever we want to.
Yeah, which is kind of messed up. You know, don't you think?
Well, understand what happened after 9/11.
Yes, and that was horrific.
And we can call the people who we think were the instigators of all this. We call them whatever we want to.
Yeah, but it's like, why don't you make sure that the actual people that did it, wouldn't that be nice? You know,
Yeah. So
not
it's like
just.
because the actual people who did it was financing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, but so I mean, yeah, but the black and white stuff had a lot of morality and stuff to it.
Yes.
Um, those are some of my favorite television shows were black and white, like the police procedurals, like the Naked
Yes.
City.
Yeah.
Um,
The original
Magnet.
The original Mission Impossibles.
Oh, was
Yep.
that in black and white?
The
Yep.
originals were, yes.
The very first,
Yeah,
was it
they were in
first
black and white.
season?
Yeah, in black and white.
I love those.
I love that
They
show.
almost those shows almost persuaded me to work for the federal government, for the feds.
Almost, he said.
Almost
Almost.
got me there. Almost
Almost got me.
almost got me there. But it was so cool because it felt like the government were the good guys, right?
That's right.
We were good guys all over the world, doing good
Yeah.
things. It's like some dictator wants to do this, take away votes from people and do this, and oppress people and or sell drugs to our country or do all these other things.
Yep.
It
Do
didn't make
so
any
many things.
difference. And they were always in like they were evil people, always like in some made up country in
Hmm.
Eastern Europe or someplace in Africa, and they needed Greg Morris to do some stuff like pretend to be a African graduate student or something.
Yeah. Or Hispanic
Yeah, I
dignitarian
mean,
student.
no,
Yeah.
no one had basically never had to explain Greg Morris's
No, he's just
presence.
there doing a thing and fit in, you know? Because I think back during that period, it was more likely that we looked at people and realized that, okay, these people do, people from look different in other countries. Everybody is not homogeneous.
Right,
People look,
the world is not mostly white.
yeah, and everybody in different countries aren't all white or brown or black or whatever. That they're different people within those countries even, and that's something that they show back then, but now you wouldn't know it. I think everybody who's from Mexico looks a certain way.
Yeah, nobody's
Everybody,
gonna nobody. Yeah, because the rest of the world looks like black and brown people, so you don't really have to explain why you're there. You know,
yeah, and
they
also
just
the fact is when it starts out in black and white, I mean, because there are those things in the middle, you can't really see it. The exactitude. It kind of blends in.
you sure Mission Impossible started off in black and white?
Yes, absolutely. Because I didn't know that it was in black and white because I always saw the ones at Peter Graves first that were in color. But the other ones, the guy, who plays Adam in
In
uh
Law and Order.
Blood Order, that those are in black and white.
Somebody check that. 'Cause I don't know.
I mean, what you want me to ask the look at it on IMDb or something?
Or something, yeah. Because I thought that even the ones with him in it were
No, they were in
color.
black and white.
Wow.
I'm certain they were in black and white. Now the later ones, of course, were
The
in
first
color.
season were the first season with Stephen Hill was in
The Studio Hill,
black and
thank you.
white.
Yeah, I know it's in
And
black
then the
because I
second
mentioned it
season with
before.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about remember Get
I s-
Smart? Of course,
Yeah, that I only remember seeing Get Smart in color.
but Get Smart in the beginning was black and white, right?
I don't remember.
I
I
think it
only remember
was.
seeing it in color. It could have been black and white, but I only remember seeing it in color.
I think it was in black and white.
Hmm.
I think it was like F Troop and all those other shows
Yes,
that
yes.
started out in black and white.
I mean, you could be absolutely right, but I just don't have any recollection.
And believe it or not, when you think about the Andy Griffith show,
Uh huh.
you think of it in black and white, right?
I
yeah.
I remember seeing it first in black and white.
Yeah, but the later episodes of Andy Griffith show were in color.
We're in color, yeah. But I remember I associate the black and white ones, with Andy Griffith Show. Even though the later ones were in color, I always,
You
reflect on the
consider
black
it
and white.
black and white, yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. And the same thing with Goma Pyle.
Yeah, yeah. The original show was, I
You
think,
think
in
of it
black
in
and white.
color, but it was originally black and white.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what year it was that everything started making the big conversion.
It had
You
to be
know,
like it had to be like the early '70s and late '60s, I
late
think.
'60s.
Yeah, I think because I remember, although I had the black and white television, I remember everybody making a big deal about it being in color.
Yeah, in color.
Right, and then I remember everything, even though I had a black and white TV. I
Hmm.
remember things looking different. They look
The
more,
texture, yeah,
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 look more shiny or something.
yeah. And you could tell that this was not. And I think when they did black and white, when things were filmed in black and white, the I guess the directors, whoever they were of course aware of the fact there's a black and white, and they were much more careful about the colors they chose, so that you would
Yeah.
see the definition of color. Where
Right.
color films, they didn't do that.
Right.
It just was what it was. They didn't have to be careful about this color is not going to blend in with that color appropriately, or
Right.
that these plaids and then these polka dots, are going to look crazy together, you know.
Right. Right. But the thing that got me, growing up watching, reruns of the Twilight Zone, right?
Hmm.
And Alfred Hitchcock and stuff like that. I thought that all those anthology shows like that
Uh huh.
should be in black and white. But they were in black and white. And I
Right.
thought that if you're gonna have a show like that, it would be better if it
Excuse me.
was in black and white.
Hmm.
But that's not the case because we know the Roald Dahl show.
Hmm.
I forgot the name of it. Do you remember the name of it? I
I
forgot.
can't remember it, but I see it with the lady dancing with the fire and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it was in color, and a lot of the
Yes.
British horror anthology shows were also in
Also
color.
in color. Yes. Yes. I do recall that. And they were good. They were not less good than the Alfred Hitchcock versions that came out earlier, but were in
Right.
black and white. You know, so yeah, but both of them were good. The Alfred Hitchcock is good, and also with Perry Mason. My goodness, what a interesting show. I never watched as a kid because it was not interesting to me as a child, but as an adult, Perry Mason was kind of an interesting show.
Yeah. Perry Mason was interesting. I mean, the opening definitely was in. Was it
Yeah,
ever in
yeah.
color? Was it ever in color?
I don't think so. I don't ever think I saw Perry Mason in color. I was only in black and white as far as I ever saw. Anybody else? Sonia, did you ever see Perry Mason in
I never
color?
saw Perry Mason
I
in
never
color,
did.
but I think it was colorized by Ted Turner and his
Yeah,
ilk.
the movies when they did the reunion
Yeah.
stuff
But
was all in. Yeah,
the
yeah. But the
series,
original series was black and white.
and it's kind of shocking to see, like when Andy Griffith did Matlock and all that.
To see him in color.
Yeah, I say, wow, look at
That's what he looks like in color, huh? But you don't think about it when they're black and white. You just don't think about it.
no, no, like you belong in the black and white world.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even Rod Serling when he did
Yeah,
Night
Night Gallery.
Gallery.
Right. But it was very different because he had like his hair was very different. But I saw Night Gallery before I ever saw Twilight Zone.
Wow, wow, but
So
definitely, Night Gallery was black and was in color,
right.
and you get the impression that when these shows are in color, they're really straining to make sure that, like you said, they're very conscious of their colorization, right?
Well, I mean that they have to be. I think in black and white, I think they have to be more conscious because all they have is the black and white. They don't have as many gradations. I mean, if you want something to show up, like remember, like M Night does in his films, like something is red, and that we
Right,
know the red is a special thing, but they don't have the special thing red, so they have to
right,
do something. They don't get to color key things, so they have to be more careful. I think in black and white, be
right,
And
more astute
and,
in black and white.
and the dresses, if they wanted a red dress, they would have to
Mhm.
dress somebody in purple so that it would stand out against the black and the average black and white outfits. So, because purple has a different vibration in it, even though it's coming in black and white, that way it feels more red
or it
when
looks
you have some,
different, like you
yeah, it
said,
looks
look
enough
different.
different so that, oh wait, she must, and then you have the curious of what, she's wearing a red dress. No, she's wearing
Yeah,
a red dress here.
right. All the
Yeah,
implications
but it was
you
probably a
miss.
really a purple dress she was
Yeah,
in.
Uh-huh.
you miss all the implications of color in black and white.
Right, right. And that they have to be more careful about making sure that you see things than you have to be in color, I think. And more of an
So I
art to
mean,
make things stand out.
yeah, I think that's why a lot of people are turned off by the black and white, experience.
Yeah, and that may be true. That you have to be a little
But
bit more visually astute.
right,
Or listening a lot to it. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just listen to a black and white movie because they're giving you a lot of clues in the dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
ri-
that they can never show.
Right.
right, right, exactly. Like someone said she's wearing a red dress. What a harlot! I can't believe that she's wearing a red dress.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it don't look red to you.
Yeah, just and I wouldn't know unless you told me.
Right.
I know she's wearing a dark colored dress, but I don't know what color it is.
Right.
It's like when the audio dramas used to say, "I'm just gonna go open this door
Right.
Yeah,
And then you did the
and let the
sound.
monster. Hopefully, no monsters will come in."
Right.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. No subtlety.
yeah. Because they have to tell you because otherwise you're not gonna know.
Right. Exactly. So and the thing is that on the old police shows they should show black and white,
Hmm.
and they used to call cop cars the black and white, and they
Yeah,
were indeed black and white.
yeah. And then later on, when police cars started being other colors, you know, how do nobody really says anything about it.
Yeah, I know. I hate it when, and too bad James not here, but I hate it when the New York City Police Department came to that blue color.
Mm,
It's not even. It was like it wasn't even a royal blue. It was like in between a sea blue and
hmm.
you remember that blue, Sonia, that blue color?
Yeah,
It was so sickening looking. It's like,
but then they made the whole campaign about our men in blue.
yeah, but they were already blue. They were dark blue, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But you had to emphasize where before you wouldn't have to emphasize it because
Hmm.
it was a dark blue. You have to emphasize it now that it's a different shade of blue.
Yeah, it's ugly as hell. Look like a cab.
Okay. Well, I guess people feel more
No,
like
because the
they're
cabs were all
special.
yellow back
They
then.
do
Well,
something special.
Even the
yeah, like
gypsy cabs were checkered.
no, yeah, or black. They're black.
Yeah.
Remember Black Pearl?
Mm.
We're not yellow. We go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just love those. But yeah, I mean, a lot of those shows like that, like the police stuff, they were
Yeah,
black and white, and it seemed more serious then too,
yeah.
Because we
because it.
believe in black and white, we fantasize in color.
I
They
know.
keep saying that. I don't know about that. No.
I just know that I think when I saw things
Well,
that
you just
were
said it
black
earlier.
and
The
white,
the cartoons had to be more. Couldn't be. You can't watch the black and white ones because the fantastical
yeah,
of the
Yeah, I
yeah,
cartoons.
can't watch, but I grew up because I had no choice. Once again, beating a dead horse. But I didn't have a black and white. I didn't have a color TV, so you know, I'm watching Mighty Mouse right now.
uh
Right,
huh,
I'm watching Mighty Mouse, and
hmm,
so Mighty Mouse was black and white.
hmm.
But once I saw Mighty Mouse in color, it's like
Why am I watching this crap?
I'm not
Like,
going back. Yeah, I'm not watching no black and white Mighty Mouse.
hmm. So no thanks. All
Yeah, I'm
right.
not watching. I'm not watching the black and white Popeye,
Yeah,
especially the Alibaba one.
yeah, you're right. And it's funny
Like,
because I remember seeing it at first in black and white.
yeah, it looks kind of
Yeah,
dumb, you know.
yeah. And well, it does not have the same effect at all as the one that's in color.
Right,
I mean, even the
right.
three-dimensional nature of it is, I mean, you really can see that in the black and white. I mean, in the colors as opposed to black and
Well,
white.
and I can't imagine a show like The Adams Family being in color.
Me either. I mean, although I knew she had roses, and I'm sure the roses were red.
No, the
I never
roses were
thought about
black.
black. Excuse me, black.
They're black Wilson.
Oh no, I mean, I don't know what your black. Well, she cut their heads
Were
off.
they
Anyway.
black?
All she had was stems, so
Were they
she cut their
black or
heads.
were
I
they
don't know.
red?
But she always cut off the stems, cut off the heads
Yeah.
anyway. So you never saw them because she always cut them off.
Did they ever tell you whether they were black or red?
No,
No, but
I
I always knew
assume.
that
I
she cut
as-
their
I
heads off.
presume. I presume because they
They
were
were red
roses that they were red, and she was cutting them off
because
because that's based on
she
their.
wouldn't want red.
She
She would
wouldn't want any red
right.
roses in the house.
Yeah, she would want them no heads. She cut the heads off and only keep the
She
stems.
right, exactly, exactly,
because the
and,
thorns were the beauty.
Yeah.
right, exactly. And so I can't think of anything in the Adams Family series that needed to be colorized or in color.
No.
Their wine, when they would drink the wine, I always wondered when I was younger if it was actually blood, wine, or blood they were drinking.
Ah. Oh,
I
that's
never thought about that. You
hmm.
Sonia,
Well,
that's
because
That shows how
Morticia was a
sick you. That shows how sick
Morticia was
you
a
are.
vampire. What else?
That shows how sick you are as a person. But you know,
No, I had a vivid imagination.
that's interesting though. I never thought about that.
Me either.
But that, yeah, but nobody in the Adams family was a vampire though.
I don't think
But
so.
they
I
were
think they
always
were
so
just kind of. I think
yeah,
they were just they were what you call it S and M people. You know.
I
You
didn't know
think?
about that sort of thing when I
Yeah,
was
they
younger.
were.
Yeah, sure you didn't. Okay.
I mean, I know you didn't know when you're younger, but especially as we got
Yeah.
older, we
As you
realized,
get
yeah,
older,
that
you're
they
going,
were,
hey, wait a minute.
yeah, all the beatings and stuff like that. The querida, you know.
Yeah, were they more S&M in the show or more S&M in the
I think
movies?
in the films, they really, what you call it in the films, they really hit on it a lot. But yeah, but they were in the show too, but just more so in the film.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember any except Uncle Fester sleeping on a bed of nails.
Hmm.
I don't remember too much
I know there's
pain
something
and
about it
affliction.
between Gomez and what I say, Morticia. I believe there is, but because I remember thinking, when I saw the movie, that they're really playing that up.
Didn't one of them carry a whip over them all the time?
No, not all the time. No, no.
No, most of the time.
I don't remember that.
No, but
But
yeah,
yeah.
but there was something. There was something
Yeah. I've
in the
just
show.
You think
yeah.
there was something going on? I don't remember
Yes,
anything like that.
yeah, I do in the show. Because I saw the film.
Subtext.
Yeah,
Subtext.
yeah,
Subtext.
You just
yeah, absolutely. Um, all right, and I know we've kind of going back and forth with the different things. Like we start out with me being wrong. Um, sorry, my thing's up high. We start out with me
ooh.
being wrong.
Oh,
Sorry, my thing was up
now you
high.
sound great now.
Yeah, because my thing was up higher because I was blowing my nose. I moved it out of the way. But things that were I was wrong about what was in black and white, what was in color. But I think about again, like I said, the Hammer films, Abbott and Costello, all that was in black and white, and those are things that I mean, even the Abbott and Costello their show was in black and white. I
Yeah,
loved those when I was a kid.
yeah, I did too. The only thing I didn't like was the last track.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know why they did it, but they did.
The
Yeah.
Little Rascals.
Yes,
Oh
that too.
man, I should let my favorite Little Rascals uh, short was when they went out camping. And I don't
Mhm.
know, you guys know this much about city kids, but it was always a thing about we want to be like other people and go camping. So we when we went out camping, we basically went to like a vacant lot or something. That
Okay.
was our camping thing. And so I remember the little rascals going
Okay.
camping, and the bigger older kids forgot to bring food, and it was what's his name, Spanky and his friend. They brought food, had like thick pieces of bread
Yeah, yeah.
and and jelly and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was imagining how that would look in real life,
Yeah.
because
What
it looked kind of
color,
delicious. Yeah,
What color was the jam, and the bread and yeah. Mhm.
yeah, it looked kind of delicious. But yeah, Little Rascals, man,
Mhm.
that's definitely that's definitely a show that I liked in black and white. And so we're gonna say, are we gonna say what the best our favorite black and white television shows or movies are?
Both. But what are your favorites?
Well, I think it's as far as TV, as far as movies are concerned, I think it'd be Psycho,
Mhm.
um, Citizen Kane,
Mhm.
Charlie Chaplin, City Lights,
Oh, yeah.
Treasure of Sierra Madre,
Yeah, that's a great one too.
King Kong, Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's one of your favorites. I say you said Citizen Kane, but I would have said the Magnificent Ambersons.
I like Citizen Kane more than I like Magnificent Ambersons.
I like the Magnificent Ambersons more.
Yeah. I like Citizen Kane, and I like and none of these movies to me, lot of the movies that I just mentioned, that people had tried to colorize them,
Mhm.
and none of them look good in color.
Yeah. There's a problem.
I remember Ted Turner again colorizing King Kong,
Yeah,
and I
and
remember
it was terrible.
people in New York went like cuckoo crazy.
Yeah, because it didn't look right.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah,
Right,
and
it was an abomination.
yeah, and I guess
Could
he
you
thought,
have you ever seen King Kong in color,
uh,
colorized?
I did
Colorized.
see it, but
No.
yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's horrible because they said, well, we did it with what do they always say? We did it with
Mhm.
dignity and respect to the original
Mhm.
film.
But
We
no,
went to the people who were on set,
I
and
thought what color things were.
went to color, and they said all that, but
Okay.
either either it was a lie or the people were lying or something happened, but it
Mhm.
didn't
They
come out
said
that
what
way.
color they wore, but it wasn't necessarily the color it was supposed to be. For the very same reason we say you wear dark purple and then have them say, "Oh, she's wearing red." So the
Hmm.
person might have remembered they were wearing a purple dress, but
Mhm.
Right.
that's not the context of what it was.
And
But
there's nothing in these movies that needed to be in color.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing. The only thing that maybe needed to be color is a gold in a treasure Sierra Madre. Maybe
Mm-mm.
that, because otherwise you can't tell it's gold. It's like rocks or
Mhm.
sand. You know it's gold because they said it's gold.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because they said it was. We
But there's
can't see that
nothing. Yeah. So I can see that, but I
yet.
can't
Mhm.
see. I can't see. There's nothing in King Kong or Citizen Kane or
Mhm.
Kane or the Bride of Frankenstein that needs to be in color.
No, there isn't. And I think also because in black and white, that the directors, the cinematographers are dealing with texture when knowing that it's in black and white, that when you're trying to put color to something that they have intentionally made gauzy or solid, actually ruins it because you're not able to reflect that when you colorize it, you know.
Right. Right. And you look at something like the Thief of Baghdad, which is in color,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You can't
Gorgeous film.
imagine that being in black and white. And the thing is, the Thief of Baghdad was made around the same time that all these movies were made. So they
Yeah.
could have easily made it in color.
Yeah. But they didn't because they had, I guess, some of them maybe it's because of money that they didn't want to spend the extra money, but others I think it's because maybe even the people that were on your team were not people that were doing color yet, and you wanted to keep the same people. I don't know. There can be many reasons why. You know, but I think that many of the shows that we watched were in black and white, and we only saw them as being black and white, but we never thought it was strange. It was normal for it to be in black and white.
What are
That's,
yours, Penelope? What are your favorite?
well, like I said, Magnificent Ambersons, I think, is one of my favorites. Psycho, of course, has to be because it's one of, and, I know you don't look at it as horror, you think it more as a thriller, but to me, it's like the first time that horror is taken seriously, you know, in a way like that, like somebody like so definitely, bad like that, just like wow, a film with this kind of horrible thing going on, and it's taken seriously.
Right.
So,
Well,
and
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick.
mhm,
You think if a film like Psycho
mhm.
with a director like Hitchcock was released today, do you think it would be nominated for Academy Award? Because Psycho wasn't.
It might
didn't
be
they do?
because they
They
take it more
didn't.
seriously.
But didn't they do a remake trying to use word for word the script and what
But they
was
didn't have this. But they did have the same actors or director, and
right?
so you think
I'm
that,
talking about if you
yeah,
got that movie with all the
mhm,
actors,
mhm,
original actors, original director,
yeah.
and you made it the way it is. Just you know, if you could time travel
Excuse me.
and make that
Yeah,
movie the way it is now,
yeah.
and
I
just
think it would be.
not remake it or anything else,
Yeah,
would
just
it?
with
Because
this was it.
don't you think it's an overlook? Don't you think it's an overlooked? It's a
Classic.
movie that should have gotten Oscar nomination, Oscar
But they would
awards.
not consider giving a film like that a nomination back then. You know. So I think, yeah, it would nowadays, but back then, no, they would not have
Hollywood
considered it.
wants it's what Hollywood wants to be remembered as.
Right. I mean, it just. I remember when Aliens was nominated. What a big deal that was. Remember? Because before that, no, I mean, never nominated for Best Picture horror film. You know. So I mean, that's not that long ago when you think of it. So back then, oh God, no. You know.
Okay, so I just want to ask that question quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you continue with your list.
Um, I was thinking, like
Psycho.
yes, like I liked Raging Bull, but it would not be like on my top 10. Definitely, The Bride of Frankenstein would be on the top 10. Beautifully made film, beautiful film, you know. And I think that even though it's a classic, it gets short shrift because more people don't really watch it and see it for the work of art that it is, you know. Because
Hmm.
again, back then, a horror film was not going to get that kind of notice because it was a horror film.
Right.
Those ones that come to mind, right now.
How
And
about the seventh seal?
oh my gosh, yeah, that was good too. That I'm going to tell you that thing at the end. Woof, that was chilling, chilling. I mean, nothing, bloody, gory, but boy, chilling, right?
And so
That was
existential. So existential, right?
yes, yes,
Max Van
wow,
Sydow playing chess with death.
yes.
And death was cheating, wasn't he? I think he was cheating.
Yeah, I think he might have been, but it didn't make any difference because death gets to cheat, you know.
You can't cheat death, but it can cheat you.
That's right. There you go. But I thought, yeah, great. That is a great film. I had not thought about that one, but yeah, that was. I'd never seen it before. You introduced it to me. I had not seen it, but it was, wow, wow. You know,
Any of the Charlie Chaplin films?
every Charlie Chaplin film, that every Charlie Chaplin film is a work of art because he was a taskmaster, more not just toward other people but himself. So the work was always, excellent work. I mean, you cannot see a Charlie Chaplin film and not be just amazed at how well done it is. Everything about it. I got to say that the thing got me is remember when I can't remember the one when he was working in the factory and he made a mistake and he was
Modern Times.
modernized sort of the cocaine. Who would
Yeah,
think that somebody would have a cocaine in a movie like that?
right. Well, it was more
And
prevalent then. It was.
yeah, who? I mean, wow, that was crazy. And but it was so great because then he goes out with the woman with her thing and he's turning the knobs on her the buttons on her dress and it's like, whoa, it was great. It was
You think
great.
you could do that scene now?
I don't know. People would be so pissy about it, but I mean, it was funny. It was funny. But but there'd be people to complain about it. I mean, because he didn't touch with his hands, he just was doing the stupid thing. But Al Franken got in trouble for worse, for less.
Well, you know what? You know what? There's a Carl Reiner, Steve Martin film called "The Man Who Wore Plaid,"
Uh huh. Oh, that was that. Mm-mm.
and that's in black and white.
Dead men don't wear plaid. What a
Dead
piece of
men don't wear
garbage.
plaid. And so
What a
I
piece of
saw I saw
garbage.
that movie when I was in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was funny, really funny at parts. You know, it had different scenes from old black and white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kirk Douglas, Burt Lancaster
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah. I remember
Humphrey
that.
Bogart
Yeah.
films and stuff.
Uh huh.
And so when I saw it, and I saw it, just a college crowd,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
men and women, young men and women.
Yeah.
But I can't watch that film now because of some of the sexual
Me either.
innuendo.
Yeah. It is off the chain, off the
It's so
charts with the
cringy.
misogyny. Horrific.
Yeah, it's so.
Horrific. Yeah. And at time you watched it,
I thought it
excuse
was
me, and I think
giggly,
that
giggly, giggly.
yeah,
But
or stupid stuff.
I
Yeah,
can't.
that's
I've
stupid.
come to. I don't know whether. I don't want to give myself any credit and say, "Oh, it's just maturity." I think it's just learning and being exposed to different things
I agree.
and experiences of different people. I think a different way.
Yeah. And just sometimes things just go over your head, because it's at the time when you're in school, in college or whatever, these things do not affect you the same way than when you go out into the world. And then you feel like, wait a minute, this is rather vulgar.
Yeah, I mean, there was a scene where one of the lead actresses is knocked out, and
Mm-hmm.
the Steve Martin character
Uh-huh.
is basically
Raping her.
raping her, and I like, man, maybe I thought that was funny at one. Maybe I thought that was funny at one time, but
Or maybe it just like,
or maybe it was cringy to me even then, but it's even more
yeah,
cringy to me
yeah.
now.
I mean, cringy to you then, and you just went, well, oh my God, what is this? And then, but you keep
Then
going.
now it's like, you know, I
Unwatchable.
think people doing that may have been
Unwatchable.
like a maybe like a one off, and I had no idea that this is a thing that men do. Apparently, they do this a lot.
Or you look at it thinking that this disgusting jerk, this is what he did, but normal men don't do that, right?
I don't know what I thought, but I know right now, I can't watch it. It's unwatchable,
Mm-mm. It's unwatchable.
especially watching it with my wife and my daughter. I don't know. I can't watch it, but I can watch Pennies from Heaven,
Yeah, but that's a different thing.
which is in black and white.
And also, it is a black and white, but it is not exact. I mean, some really horrible things happen in it, but they're not made to be comedic. That you know they're horrible when
Right,
they're happening.
but I can
They're
watch
not
it.
supposed to be funny.
That's one of my favorite black and white
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, I have to add that to my list too. And Pennies from Heaven is, a really good film.
Which is the fact that you introduced me to that is great because once again I was not a Steve Martin fan.
Hmm.
I thought he was an imbecile,
Yeah.
just a stupid, like, you know how you feel about those Jackass movies and
Uh
stuff.
huh. Yeah.
I
But I
said,
got it. Yeah.
why would I go see a Jackass movie? I'm
You're
not.
right. But I gotta tell you, the one thing, that one routine that he does is, oh, remember that time we all left Earth and then everybody went away and we didn't tell the stupid people? Oh.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. Okay, that was one thing he did that I thought was very clever. Yeah, it was very funny. But I think,
I wasn't a big
yeah,
fan. Wasn't a big fan of the Steve Martin arrow through the head stuff. I thought he was trying way too hard. You know, and so that I didn't watch Pennies from Heaven. I didn't go see it until I
but
was
they thought it was
introduced to
funny
it.
because they were high. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, when you high, a lot of stuff is funny.
right. It's funny.
But even
Exactly. That's what I
even when
think.
I was high, that wasn't funny.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
But I
Well, it's
stayed
not
away.
funny.
Steve Martin stuff. They call it college humor and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
nobody I knew in college thought that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Sonya didn't have to say anything about her favorite black and white movies.
Well, someone got me thinking yesterday about Cary Grant movies, and I had to remember. I remembered Arsenic and Old Lace and My Girl Friday.
Ah, I remember
Um,
Arsico Lace, and Otto knows I am not a fan of Arsenic and Old
And
Lace
that's unfortunate. That's
because that
unfortunate.
one character, the one person that thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt, it gets
Yeah,
on my nerves. It's like, I know maybe now that I'm older that I can stomach it, but when I was younger, I just could not. I just could not
yeah,
deal with it. I know
I
some
like that
movies
and
film
get
too.
they hit you at the wrong time, you know.
Yeah, I like that
yeah,
film too, and I like the fact that who was it that played the character that allegedly looked like Boris Karloff?
Mhm.
I forgot who the actor was,
Uh huh.
but it was a play, right? And Karloff
Huh?
was in the play,
Ha! How funny. How
and
funny is
Karloff was
that?
supposed to do the movie too, but they couldn't. I don't know how the scheduling or something, but
But they didn't get him.
listen, man,
How
you got
crazy.
your face your face done by
Mhm.
plastic surgery. This plastic surgeon messed your face up. You look just like Boris Karloff.
Wow, how mean.
And it was Boris. It was Boris. He was in a
How
play.
mean. How mean
Yeah,
to say.
yeah, he was in a play,
Your face
and
is
he was
jacked
supposed
up.
to be in the movie, and they couldn't get him for the movie for some reason. I don't know what
Mm-mm.
happened, but
Mm-mm. How funny.
but what but what was the list that you had, Penelope, about favorite black and white movies?
No, it was just a thing that I saw, but it was all over the place because remember we were reading it and people were giving their answers to it. What was their favorite? So it wasn't a list. It was just people just kind of chiming in
And
as
I
to what
and I
they thought
remember the
their
list. I
favorites were.
remember what
Uh
people were
huh.
saying, and
Mhm.
I could say some of them were, yeah, I could see that, but others were like, no, no.
Mm-mm. No, no, I don't see that. Those things were not good. I think that's
And
the thing.
some of them weren't in color at all, like you said, the
Yeah,
birds.
like when they said the birds. So, well, I said, well, isn't the birds in color? Is that not black and white? That was in color. And they said, yeah, but again, like we say, those things that we saw when we were young, and we thought that they were in black, they were color, but they were black and white, or vice versa. You know?
Yeah, my memory of Some Like It Hot. I remember it in color, but I know it was a black and white film.
It wasn't black and white, and I
Yeah.
think that was one of the movies that someone mentioned. And I
Hmm.
said, and
Yeah.
I said to myself, I can see that, but it wouldn't make my list.
Yeah.
On
Yeah. It would not make
favorites,
no sense.
yeah, I tend to like more comedies in black and white. You were
Uh
talking
huh.
about liking procedurals. I like more comedies in black and white. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember Citizen Kane and watching that and the Ambersons and 30, was it 39 Steps? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Got
But
39
the
steps.
ones that stay in my memory are the screwball type comedies and the Charlie
Hmm.
Chaplins and Cary Grant being silly and farcical and things like that. But the recent thing that stayed in my mind, and I know it was made for TV, but it was more than an hour and a half, so I'm considering it a movie, was
Hmm.
Marvel's Werewolf by Night, because it was the first horror thing I had watched knowing it was out and out horror and it was going to be gruesome, but because it was in black
Hmm.
and white, I could handle it.
Hmm.
If it had
Now
been
I
in
don't. Now
color,
when was that released?
not that long ago. Hold on, I'll look
Because
it up.
I remember growing up and seeing that comic book,
Hmm.
Yeah, Werewolf by
and it
Night.
was I remember it was a 25 cent.
22 came out in 22.
And is it on Disney now? Because I may
Hmm.
Yes,
watch it.
it should be.
Hmm.
And I remember wanting to buy that comic book, and I think that you remember the spinning thing they used to have with comic books
Hmm.
on it. I took it out, I looked at it, and I thought it was going to be something, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be,
Hmm.
and I put it back. So you're saying that the theatrical the movie version is really good?
I enjoyed it a lot,
Hmm.
and I was able, knowing that it was horror, I was still able to enjoy it because it wasn't in your face with all the color and the gore.
Hmm.
The gore, all of that stuff happened off scene, kind of like with Psycho. So your
Yeah.
brain filled in the imagination.
Yeah. Yeah. Your brain fills out in all the
Right.
empty
All
spots.
the yeah, okay, I know it's a werewolf, and if
Hmm.
there's blood splattered like that, he's probably
Yeah.
shredding him, but I didn't have to
Yeah.
see it.
Right. 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 And I think that a lot of like you talk about the black and white, the comedy stuff. Again, we cannot
Mhm.
ever say uh, too much about like Abbott and Costello, which I
Yeah.
all their films and stuff. I don't ever think I've seen an Abbott and Costello film in color except for those that Lou Costello did on his own.
But it was
Yeah, I
also
can.
interesting watching all of those Busby Berkeley type movies
Hmm.
without the color because then you had to put in all the different color.
Yeah.
You know, you knew
Yeah.
it was a big spectacular. Oh, are they wearing red? Are they wearing pink? Or whatever
Hmm.
color.
Yeah.
So everybody has a slightly different memory of it.
Hmm. Yeah. And that's isn't that funny that you watch the same thing but maybe have a slightly different recollection. And I think that happens a lot with black and white because we see this thing and we have presumptions about what color certain things are.
Yeah, like the Busby Berkeley stuff, like 42nd Street.
Yeah, are the women wearing gold? Are they wearing silver? It's so shiny.
But
What is it?
if they were wearing gold and silver, it would be reflecting off of lights so badly you wouldn't have been able to
Hmm.
see it
Hmm.
if it was in color.
Yeah, it's interesting though, like what it is that we see. Like I may see a show and I presume, like I was saying when I was a kid, we used to watch Bozo the Clown, and our TV was black and white, so I always presumed that Bozo was wearing blue until I saw him in real life, and it was pink. So I had no idea that Bozo the Clown was wearing pink. I always thought it was blue. Didn't you all? No.
I think New York or am I? New Yorkers had a slight and Chicagoans because I think
Uh
Bozo
huh.
made several appearances around town.
Mhm.
So we might have had slightly different memories of them.
Mhm.
But I remember when the first time I saw the Mickey Mouse Club in black and white, in
Uh
color, I
huh.
mean, and freaking out, going, "Wait a minute! If they look when it was in black and white, I could still safely
Okay. No. No. I put this
imagine."
thing. No, I thought Bozo was wearing pink, but he actually was wearing
Yeah,
blue.
yeah, but I think we had an advantage. They showed up like
Mhm.
you know. I was going to use the reference when I saw the Mickey Mouse Club in black and white. I could still
Mhm.
hold on to the imagination that they were my age, even though I
Right.
knew, and then later they had a
Right.
reunion thing and they brought
Uh
on their
huh.
children, and their children were even older than me.
Yeah. Your children probably older to be your parents.
I was like, yeah, and I'm like, geez,
Yeah.
go back to
It's
my black and white and I'll watch them in black and white where they're
yeah.
forever my age.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that funny? But you know what? I didn't know it was in color ever. I didn't know it was in color ever.
Well, Disney made this whole big thing when they started like F Troop in color. They started in Disney in Technicolor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm watching the trailer for Werewolf by Night,
Uh huh.
and they're trying to make it look like a Universal film,
Really? How cool.
kind of. But then I'm not sure they're doing a great job of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought when you said that you meant that they were doing a good job.
Yeah,
But
I'm watching it.
yeah,
I'm watching the
okay.
trailer. I'm watching the trailer on the
Mhm.
Disney app
Yeah,
now.
you have to. Well,
Mhm.
I saw it. Our friends have a huge ass screen, so I watched the movie on a huge ass screen here. But
Mm.
I was impressed the fact that he was the composer of most of the Disney movies at the time, and he said, "Give me a shot," and you could tell that he was really studying the
Mhm.
Universal monsters and all of those to make a what felt like or homage to those classic
Yeah, it
movies.
reminds me the trailer reminds me, and some of the lettering reminds me of the. You remember the Henry Hole Werewolf for London,
Mhm. Mhm.
that movie? It reminds me of
Yeah.
that.
Huh. Well, you know what? I have not seen it, so I'm gonna put
Yeah,
that on
it's
my.
here. I'm watching it.
Yeah,
I'm watching
they
the
had
trailer
Uh-huh.
for it
they
now.
briefly had a. I don't know if it's still up on Disney, but they briefly had a quote colorized version of it, and I was just like, I watched the first few minutes. I'm like, nope,
Only
nope.
only
Nope.
thing I see now is the black and
Mhm.
white version.
Okay,
Huh.
good.
Interesting. I've never seen it.
Do you remember the comic book though, right?
No,
You don't
I
remember
don't
the
think
comic?
so. No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. I remember the comic book because it's just like it was that perfect epicenter,
Mhm.
of a horror film, comic book. Tell me more, kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can believe that would be good.
yeah, yeah. It was great expectation, but during the '70s when we were kids growing up, a
Mhm.
lot of the covers did not match what was
What
inside.
was inside?
Right,
Yeah, we got tricked a lot.
we got tricked a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, and at the store they wouldn't let you go look through it to make sure.
Yeah,
What
but
are you doing?
this
Are you gonna
particular
buy that?
store, right? This particular store that we had in our neighborhood allowed us to look through
Mhm.
a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, so you gonna buy that?
So I watched a little bit and said, no, I'm not going to buy that.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy that. That's not. That's
Right.
not doing it.
And we had a guy in our neighborhood who worked, people in New York have all kind of jobs.
Mhm.
So he worked on Madison Avenue
Mhm.
where they made the print of the comic books. And so he had so many duplicates. He would come, and I think I told you this, Penelope.
Mhm.
He would come back to the neighborhood with like a box full of comics and just hand them out
That's cool.
duplicates.
That's very cool.
Because either they were gonna throw, Marvel was gonna throw them
Gonna
away
throw 'em
or
out anyway. Yeah.
yeah. So he brought it back and I think I've read the Werewolf by Night. Like I had like 5 copies of Red
Hmm.
Werewolf by Night, and read one of them.
You ate them all.
Yeah, threw
No
the rest in the
everyone.
garbage. Threw the rest
You
in the
gotta be
garbage.
kidding.
Use that toilet paper.
Oh
It was
no.
disposable. It wasn't collectible. It was disposable,
How horrible.
which made them collectible.
Yeah,
The
because
fact that it
people
was
will
so
threw them away.
disposable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I wasn't impressed by the franchise.
Really? Well, you know what? That happens. You read it and you say,
Yeah,
this is not good.
no, I didn't like it too much.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I know, like, another thing to talk about is stuff like, I don't even think about things like, comic books and stuff like that. I can't, like, the thought of a comic book not being in color is insane.
Well, no, that's the way it is now, isn't it?
Huh? Yeah.
Isn't a lot of graphic novels in black and white?
I do not like that. This must be in color for me to watch it, to look at it.
So all of the like the Japanese stuff, you don't read
I
them.
don't read a lot of manga. No, I don't. It's like, I'm not interested in that.
Even our favorite one, Ito.
Yeah. I mean, the when I was introduced to Ito, it was film, television, not the books.
And what about the
Although I know our kids read the books.
yeah? I don't know how they can read that stuff in black and white like that.
They're into it.
And what's the other one? The one where the giant, the people living in the wall, the giants in the wall. What was that called?
Oh,
Attack on
Attack on
Titan.
Titan.
Attack on
I think
Titan.
Attack on Titan. I think was in color.
It's in black and white, but
The
the
book,
manga was in black and
manga.
white.
I don't know. I never saw the
In
manga.
black and white, and I think there's a
hmm
black and white version of it.
hmm I don't know, but I loved Attack on Titan. The
Well,
show.
yeah, I love it.
hmm
I love it, but it was in black and white, and I think if you go on YouTube and you watch Ito,
Uh huh.
some of the Ito stuff is in black and white, including the one that you like so much. I think the one where people go into the
Oh,
mountain.
yeah, when they go into the
That's the
one that
shape of their
yeah,
body. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was freaky wild, man. That's the scariest one that he does. That to me is the scariest one.
Does it matter to you that whether it's in black and white color?
Well, that one no, it did not. I mean, because it was just really frightening, don't you
Well,
think?
does it matter to you at all that any of the Ito movies or shorts or stories are in black and white
I'd
color?
rather them in color. I'd rather them be in color, but that one, if he says a black and white, then I was definitely able to get through it, and it left an impression.
Right. Well, the I told you about the heavy metal short that was
hmm
cut um
With the film.
from the film. I think it's called Never Everland or something. I forgot what it's called. But you can find it on YouTube. That was in that was shown in black and white. Did it
hmm
did it impress you or not impress you?
No, not at
No.
all. Mm-mm, not at all. I, in fact, it was cut from the film, but I think rightly so for the segment that they had of it. I don't think it was well thought out.
Hmm.
I think based on what it was that we were
Was
seeing in the
it's supposed to be a
show.
transition film between everybody's seen heavy metal now. So
Right,
it's
right.
between the one where the admiral or military guys put on
Yeah,
trial
yeah,
and the World War I or II
yeah.
bombers,
Right.
the zombie thing.
Yeah.
So you don't think that was a good transitional piece?
No, I don't. I don't think it was at all. Because the whole point, they show it from the very beginning of time, thing when the ball, is there and then it's in the ocean and some dinosaur thing eats it and then blah 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 and then it shows up some other person. It was not well thought out to me
Hmm.
because if it were me and it was done, we knew the ball was green, that you would show the green how it affected everything,
Right.
as it spread, you
It's
know.
not green. So you need to see the green. Is that it?
Yeah, absolutely. And they didn't know, but the one that they showed that was a color, it was not green. They did something else entirely, you
Right.
know. So I said, no, I don't think it was a very good. Um, I mean, I can understand why they cut it because it was not. If it was supposed to be between one segment and the other segment, that it lost something in translation.
Right. Right.
Wow. But
Yeah.
all right, well, I'm looking at
Well,
our clock.
the other one,
Okay.
what is
Uh-huh.
it? What is the that was the movie where Andy Griffith is and Patricia O'Neill, I believe, a
Mm-hmm.
face in the crowd.
Oh yeah, that's a good film. That's a real good film. And the thing is scary to me because even more than other films that Andy Griffith has done or shows, because he was Andy Griffith in black and white. Then he did this other film and it's in black and white. How do we know the difference between him and Andrew Griffith and this thing that he is in the
Yeah,
face of the crowd? You know,
he
that's where
was
it was
so
unsettling.
so grotesque,
Yes.
so
Uh-huh.
grotesque.
Mm-hmm. Unsettling. And because he's the same,
Right,
how do we know that Andy Griffith is not this person?
right, behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about Doctor Strangelove?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
not,
that was
I
your
like
list.
yeah, I like the Doctor Strangelove, but does it make like the top of my list? I do like it, but I don't know because I can only take so much of Peter Sellers, but I think yeah, it's really good. You know,
And being in color wouldn't serve it any.
no, it's not going to help anyway. It's not going to do anything new or different to it. Don't you think? I don't think it's going to
Well,
add anything.
well, I think
You
of
know?
course, all those movies, Facing the Crowd,
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strangelove, obviously could have been made in color.
Yes.
They chose not to,
Yep.
right, for
Yep.
various reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's fine not being in color. I don't see anything that needed to be colorized or
Yeah.
in color.
Me either. I thought we talked last time about how the Godzilla film was done in color and then done in black and white,
Hmm.
and how although yeah it served well in black and white, but when the monster comes, I really would like the color, because there's certain color cues, in the film.
Right, right, right. I think that's right. And I think seeing the new Godzilla,
Yeah, the new
not
Godzilla.
the old one. I think the
Yeah.
old one is in black and white is terrifying. The
Hmm.
original one with Raymond Burr in it
Yes.
is terrifying.
Yeah, it's yeah. If you've never seen something like that before, it's like whoa, this is a
Yeah,
monster.
right. And then it became silly with all of this
Uh,
Mothra and all this other
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Uh, Keep creating more and more monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like monster fights, kaiju fights. That's all
right,
it is.
right. It went the way of the Universal stuff when they started with the
Yeah.
Frankenstein and the werewolf, and the next thing you know, Frankenstein meets the werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then the House
Yep.
of Frankenstein,
Yep.
and then
Kept asking. Kept asking.
yeah, then Frankenstein's condo on the Upper West Side. It's like you know, it kept diluting itself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, how long, how often can you do it before people get sufficiente until they get enough?
Well, the thing is that if you do that to horror films like that, does that lend itself to a medium or a
Mm-hmm.
type of entertainment that's not taken seriously? And then it said, well,
Mm-hmm.
see, you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do a movie like Midnight Cowboy, which we saw
Mm-hmm.
you don't do a sequel to that, right?
Uh-huh.
And you don't do Midnight Cowboy meets Sybil or something. You know what I mean? It's
Right. Right. Right.
you're not trying to mash up things,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and so it lends itself to not
Mm-mm-mm.
being taken seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a problem. Things are not taken seriously. Things are not taken seriously when they're like that, I think. And that's what I said, one of the biggest problems we have. I think that's why people didn't give horror serious looks because they thought it's more of that, that you
Well, it's
just
like
do a thing and
Karloff.
do it and do it to death. Yeah.
It's like Boris Karloff said
Hmm.
when they did Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. He says
Hmm.
the most it's a blow against horror movies and just an awful thing to have happen. And then
Hmm.
when I first heard that, I said, "What an old fuddy duddy."
Hmm. Yeah.
But I think he was right in the long run. Although I enjoy Abbott Costello meet Frankenstein,
Hmm.
I think it takes away from the genre.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you think?
I think it takes away from the genre in a way that Karloff said. I think you could take it for what it is.
Mhm.
I love Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein, especially during Halloween.
Mhm.
But I can understand where he's coming from because he spent so much time in that genre,
Yes. Yes.
and people just say, "Oh, poof, it's just Karloff in a horror movie.
Yeah.
We're not going to give him any awards. We're not going to take him seriously. He's not a serious actor, you know."
Mhm. Yep.
And it belittles an art form.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can see his point. Yeah.
Well, I think that it is in a way belittled as an art form, or when people start to the overexposure. That's what I think belittles it.
Like
Don't
Jesse
you?
Jackson, Dracula meets Jesse
Just
Jackson's daughter.
James's
So,
daughter. Yeah.
yeah,
So how? Okay, that's nice, but that's enough already. Enough. You know.
it belittles an art form.
Right. Because the first films might have been great and fun, but now what you're trying to do is make money off the fact that the first ones were good or
Well, you do
engaging.
Psycho, right? You did Psycho, right?
Yep. And then
Alfred
you have.
Hitchcock directed it.
Mhm.
Every I don't know anyone who says that's not a masterpiece. I
Right.
don't know
Right.
anybody. There may be some people that say it's not a masterpiece,
Mhm.
but then you got Psycho. I think that they started with the sequels. I think it goes all the way to Psycho 5.
Mhm.
And do you think that belittles the original?
Mhm. I think it does. I mean, because then people who have never seen the original and they see those other ones first, they don't take it seriously. You know what I mean?
And they're not in black and white; they're in color.
Yeah.
And then you have the TV series, the base motel,
Right. Right.
and then it becomes camp.
Yes. It really does. I think that's a problem
I
because
mean, like you could turn anything
you
into
want to.
camp.
Right, but you want to tell somebody, "Oh, you got to watch this." But if they have seen these other things, they're like, "Are you kidding?" And then automatically, whatever it is that you say is questionable, right? If
Yeah,
they you say Psycho and they think you're talking about Psycho 3,
yeah.
yeah, right,
Well,
So anything you
I
say
think,
from now on is questioned.
and then the issue is that you may want to do a show about it, but
Hmm.
the sequels take away from the original. I mean, some films or some movies, genres, whatever, just one. I mean, there's no Citizen Kane 2,
Right,
Electric
right.
Boogaloo.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
it's
It's
just
just
one
one film.
Citizen Kane. Yeah, just one Magnificent Ambersons. There's
Yeah,
only
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
But
you have King Kong, but then you have
hmm
Son of Kong.
right, and King Kong versus Godzilla.
Well,
All
I'm
these
talking
other
just
films.
about the RKO's King Kong, right?
Okay, okay, yes,
So the RKO King Kong, you have King Kong, and then you have Son of Kong.
right.
You really didn't need to have Son of Kong, which is a much more. It tried to be a funny movie,
Mhm.
and it belittles the original King Kong in a certain way.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's like what is it, Mighty Joe Young and things like that that came
Mighty
out.
Joe Young, which is not King
Yeah,
Kong, but still.
no, still the same kind of mindset.
You think that's why they're currently having problems revitalizing the making movies on the original monsters now?
Hmm.
Which ones?
Universal keeps trying to bring back the Universal monsters
Hmm.
Hmm.
and revitalize the quote franchises, but it always seems all the modern attempts seem to fail. You think it's failing because there's just no way they can compete with the originals?
I think they're caught in
Or
between a rock and a hard place. I think you like we discussed before. You have a younger generation that doesn't really want to watch these black and white movies,
Hmm.
and then when you colorize them and bring them up, I think that you want to like update them to like modern themes,
Yes,
and I don't think that
sometimes they don't
fits.
work. Yeah, sometimes they don't work.
I don't know if have you seen The Bride?
I was told
No,
not to.
yeah, we started trying.
Well, I'm not into the not to thing on
Uh-huh.
movies and stuff like that. Um, but
Mhm,
we saw The Bride, and we couldn't get halfway through it.
mm-mm.
It's like someone trying too hard, an art film, an art student, first year art student trying hard, and just discovered the medium of film. It is
Yeah.
it is bad. And I know that Penelope, one of the
Hmm.
movies on the list of movies that people said that they liked in black and white was Eraserhead.
Uh-huh. And I
I
don't like
like it. I
Eraserhead.
like Eraser. I like
I know.
Eraserhead
Hmm.
for what it is,
Right.
which is an experimentation, somebody trying to do something different, right?
Hmm.
And it is
Right.
outside of modern sensibilities. It's out of sensibilities at all. But when Universal is trying to bring back these monster movies, they're trying to update them so people use the correct pronouns and all that kind of.
Hmm.
These movies are outside of all of that,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
they
why
don't.
I think they're between the rock and the hard place, and they're trying to find a new audience
Hmm.
for the older ones, the older Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, and then they do something called The Bride, which is a total turnoff.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little
So,
much.
so if they
It's a little
modernized the
much.
Invisible Man, but he's now black instead of a British aristocrat or whatever the
Who
original
did this one?
Invisible Man.
Which one is that?
No, the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. So if they were to update it and now made him black instead of being the British aristocrat, you
I
don't
don't think
think
it'd
it
be any
would work?
difference. No, I know. I think it'd be fine. That I'm not. That's not the thing that concerns me. Um, the thing with the remember they did the other Invisible Man where he was abusive to his wife. That one, the most recent one.
But she was invisible, right?
I don't know which one of them was invisible, her or him, both or
Yeah, she
something.
became invisible.
But it's yeah, but that thing is kind of okay. But they did their thing,
But
and
it
it was
but it goes into it's taken out of context
right.
because the thing is the Invisible Man
But
is
he
the
was a
original.
scientist, right?
Right. And you're trying to hitch this wagon onto
Hmm.
another thing where you're trying to make some sort of statement.
Uh huh.
And I get that. Horror movies are all about statements and stuff and all that.
Hmm.
But I don't think that they're statements like that. I don't think that they are. I mean, people try to do that in the '60s when they try to bring Frankenstein and stuff, forward
Uh huh.
and saying Frankenstein's a revolutionary and all this. It doesn't fit.
Yeah, I just yeah, because it wasn't written with that in mind.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Yeah,
These are monsters, right?
yeah,
So they're timeless monsters, right? I
yeah,
mean, King Kong came to New York and he destroyed New York. He doesn't give a damn that you got like drones
yeah,
going. It doesn't care.
yeah. Because he's like a
He's a
monster.
monster. He don't care that your mayor is Muslim or the Knicks just won the championship. He's
Nope.
going to destroy
Hey,
everything
monster
in his
buyer.
wake. He's a
Yep,
fucking monster. Yeah,
that's what he does for a living.
right. That's what he does.
Hmm.
And people want to bring it, back to. I think one of the funniest things, not a, it wasn't a monster movie, but one of the funniest things that was done was Superman 2, when he
Uh-huh.
goes and he think he's going to a phone booth, and he picks up the
Uh-huh.
phone and he looks at it.
And it's one of those half booth
I was in
things.
the theater in New York. Everybody it was raucous laughter.
Yeah, because no more phone booths.
There's no phone booth in New York City anymore. At that
Yeah,
time, no phone booth.
no. I thought it was funny too. It's like, okay, no mind. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that was great. I thought it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It was subtle. Just
Yes.
Christopher looking at the
He's like,
phone and said,
okay.
and then, no.
Nope, not the thing, not the
No.
place. Okay, that was cute. But I thought that was really smart because it shows the people doing this thing in the period of time that it was done, they know what it is that we're thinking, but they don't put the phone booth there. They put the thing
Right.
there that is actually there, that would be there, and he has to find another way.
You think it would connect with audiences of today that Christopher really looks at that phone?
No,
Because they
because
don't
they
even
have
have
never
they don't
seen a
even have
phone
street
booth.
phones anymore.
Yeah, they don't
They
have
just
phone booths.
there's just things. Why is that thing hanging coming out of the wall or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And the thing is with phone booths anyway, what was the stereotype of Clark Kent going into a phone booth? Phone booths are transparent. I mean, you can see right through them. You can't change
Well, people were trained back then to not look inside of a phone booth because you go into booth, you want privacy. So
from people hearing you, not for people seeing you.
yeah, it. New Yorkers, we didn't look at it. If somebody went into a phone booth, you didn't look at them
Yeah,
while
I
they were in the
did.
phone
I
booth.
did. I did look at
Of course
them
you did, because you're like,
because there
could you
was somebody
hurry
in
up?
there.
Could
Yeah,
you hurry
somebody's in
up?
there, and they had a little seat. They had a little seat so you could sit down in it
Yeah, and
too.
you're like, could you hurry the flip flops up?
Yeah.
You
What are you
know?
talking?
The
Phone
closest
booth.
thing now would be like a porta potty for privacy.
Yeah,
Nah, man, I'd have to really need to make that call.
they should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Superman has to go inside of a porta potty to
yeah. I'll be
change.
right back out.
Yikes.
I got to take a number one, or maybe a number
Yikes.
two. I don't know.
Okay. I know. I'm
I
sorry.
gotta go is all
I
you
gotta
can
go.
say.
That's right. I
Yeah.
gotta.
Okay, I gotta go. That's great, y'all. Wonderful. Well, guys, I look at the time and I was getting a little late for me because I'm not, not 100% today. But of course, we'll be back again same time next week with more discussions from the other hood. Appreciate you all showing up and take care of yourselves. We have a wonderful remainder of your weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Good afternoon.
Ah, good afternoon. Bye.
Bye bye.